We now want to take you to Kisumu County, where there are a number of bishops who are addressing the press on matters, the arson incidences that have been happening in schools. Wycliffe Okech is on standby. Wycliffe, what's the latest?
Witnessed in various learning institutions, but various education stakeholders have echoed their voice regarding the same. And joining me on set right now is Bishop Professor Kodia, who will share with us the bishop's intake into this matter, so that if at all the matter has to be brought to stoppage, and what else that the government can do, even other stakeholders, including the parents. And just allow me at this point, Betty, to bring on set Professor Kodia. Hello, Professor.
Yes, how
you're
are
live. You're fine. You're live on KBC Channel 1 right now, and just share with us as a bishop, what do you think the government can do, or rather, what can be done probably to arrest the unwanted trend of school and Sunday?
One thing which the government must do, first of all, is to appreciate the role of the parents in upbringing the children, and to appreciate the role teachers are supposed to do in bringing the children. When you take away some of the disciplinary responsibilities from parents and from teachers, students, they become their own supervisors. And once they become their own supervisors, they will do whatever they want, whatever they think is right in their sight. This is the tragedy we are facing. We have a tragedy of culture. Our traditional culture, whereby a child belonging to the community, has been eroded. So today, child belongs to the government. It's not even for the parents. Child belongs to the government. We must come together as major stakeholders and formulate working policies that can help the child to grow in a disciplined way.
Yeah, you're talking about culture, and some stakeholders have actually suggested that the introduction of corporal punishment could serve a way probably to arrest this kind of trend. Do you think that's an effective way?
It is one of the ways. It's just one of the ways. Another way is to allow the teachers to have full responsibility over the discipline of children once they are in school. Because today we have what we call child rights. Rights have been elevated more than responsibilities that go with it. And this is a Western approach. Western approach cannot work in the African context. We were brought up through hardships, and that one nurtured us into a life of moral discipline. So we cannot pretend that we are America. Look at the American society or the Western society. Even children hold guns. They go to guns even in schools. Is that the society we want for our children? Is that the society we are looking for? Where a child can tell the father or the mother, get off my way? Is that what we are looking for? No, we cannot. We must go back to the drawing board.
Some stakeholders have suggested that probably proactive measures such as school heads and boards of management holding dialogues, or rather getting to interact with all stakeholders within the school. Let's talk about teachers and other subordinate staff. That could serve a way of probably addressing the grievances of that students or the learners have. Do you think that can serve a better way probably to get to understand their needs and address them amicably before the situation gets worse? That can lead to the scenes that we witnessed recently.
One of the things we are proposing is chaplaincy in schools. Chaplaincy deals with issues of psychological issues affecting the child, social issues affecting the child, including spiritual issues. And it must be independent. It must be, once it is independent, the students will have confidence in it. Once it is outside the management, so that they can go and pour their frustration to the office of the chaplains. But because the government feels that there is no money to employ or to engage chaplains, but there is money for stealing billions every day, it's not part of their priority. chaplaincy works. Most schools with good chaplaincy structure, students have a place, a space to air their grievances. They can go in confidence and they can be helped, or they can be recommended for further help outside the institution. But because all these matters of discipline or of frustration, we leave them to the so-called guidance and counseling office. These are not independent offices that students can trust, because it's part and parcel of the entire management. So it's not just a question of us coming together as school boards or school management coming together. It is the entire education system being looked at afresh. How is it supposed to be managed? Boarding, do we have a policy for boarding schools? Do we have a policy for whatever we are doing in the school? So all those things must be interrogated if we are to be honest with ourselves.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Betty, that is Reverend... Yes, that is Reverend Okodia talking to us about the current unrest in schools that is being witnessed in most learning institutions. Actually, is suggesting that there's need to review the entire policy in terms of the culture and the responsibility taking both for parents and school management. Is advocating for reintroduction of chaplaincy, where students actually their grievances can be heard and actually ironed out before such scenes, unwanted scenes of Arson and other indisciplinary measures, actions are witnessed in the country. Well, Betty, they are almost having a presser here, and we'll cover that in detail and file that in our report, subsequent report. But for now, let me hand it back to you in studio so that you can continue with the rest of the bulletin.